What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is Kings and Dreams back with another video. How's everybody doing, man? How is everybody doing? All right, so we got a good one for you guys this evening. And this one is about, are ladies afraid of rejection? Now, men, we are usually hunters and the pursuers. So typically it's no problem for men to get rejected, right? Whether we're talking about it in relationships, especially in sales, things of that sort, right? Obviously there's ladies in sales too, but in relationships, typically men are the pursuers, right? Asking a woman out on a date, asking a woman for marriage. So with men, we're kind of used to that rejection. And I was watching this show on Netflix. It's a reality dating show called The Ultimatum, and I'm watching it for research purposes, right? So the moral of the show, what it is that you have, I think, four or five different couples, and what they're supposed to do is live with someone of the opposite sex from another couple for about 3 weeks. And basically, why they're on this show is that one of the parties gave them an ultimatum to get married or they're gonna break up, right? So one of the ladies, she was in pursuit of one of the guys, and one of the guys, he was trying to tell her, he's like, listen, I'm not interested in you, you're not really my type. And so the next day the woman tried to pursue him again, and he flat out just said, listen, like, I'm not attracted to you. So then the girl really got upset, probably not used to getting rejected. And what I have noticed is that in my personal experience, when a woman gets turned down, she gets really really upset, or like really shocked that it tries to still pursue because she's kind of in disbelief that she got rejected. So I reached out to one of my people. A shout out to AR, him versus her solutions. So I reached out to one of his people, who's typically on his show, my homegirl Bree. And so I want to hear from her perspective of how it is. How do women either take rejection, or how do I say this? How do they deal with rejection rather? And so she's gonna be on in a few minutes. But before we do, let me just jump in the chat and say what's up to some people here. Hello, Felicia Jordan, my moderator. Welcome to the channel. Please wipe your feet at the door. Absolutely. Make sure that you do like this video. And for any newcomers, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right. Zoom to Thailand. Let's go. What's going on, Zoom to Thailand? Salute to you, man. Salute to you. I know it's early over there, man. So I know you got to be editing or doing something, man. Doing something. Garden Scientists, Kings. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? Man, shout out to you, man. Jersey to LA, man. Speaking of that, my guest, she's actually from LA, man. So, that'd be cool if maybe y'all can collab or do something. For sure. Love and freedom. Salute, salute. What's going on, brother? What is going on, man? Yes, God bless, man. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you coming on, man. All right. Yeah, man. Hey, I was just talking about you, man. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Definitely make sure that you guys subscribe to him versus her solutions. My man AR is a good brother. Talks about men and women, has men and women on the panel. So definitely a good brother to look out for, man. Keith Jenkins, what's going on, brother? Salute, salute, salute. Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for coming in. Zeta Smooth, what's up, young bull? Yeah, man. Salute everybody. Appreciate you. Jay Edwards, appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you coming on, sister. Definitely want to get your feedback in the comments as well. Once I bring my guest up here. Jill, aka MMA fan, man. What's going on, brother? What's going on, man? Salute, 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 man. Salute. All right. Absolutely, man. Okay. Yeah, but as I was stating, right, while I wait for my guest, as I was stating, when I was watching the show and just seeing how the woman did not handle the rejection, it really just made me think about situations in the past where, uh, whether whether I've been in a club or a bar, any kind of social setting, and then a woman is in pursuit of a man, and the man politely turns it down. Like the woman is, they get really really upset. Now I know on the flip side there are some men that pursue women, and the woman will turn them down, and then the man will get upset. I would say that's, especially, well, I would say, especially if the woman is being disrespectful about it, then I can see why the men would get upset. But I've seen men, just say, "Hey, I'm not interested," or tries to really like deflect or whatever, and not, and the woman gets, upset about it, kind of butthurt, like for real, for real. So, or what'll happen is that, I've seen some ladies not not want to shoot their shot because they're possibly afraid of the rejection. And I think that's very interesting as well, because what's that phrase? You miss shots. What is it? You miss 100% shots of what you don't take. Something to that effect. But what I'm saying is that, like, it's very interesting just to see. It's very interesting just to see how some ladies just don't shoot their shot, or they or they get offended if they're in a pursuit of a man and the man is not interested in them. A couple of more people had joined the chat. Learn to travel TV. Yeah, man. I see you on the boat, man. I see you on the boat in Cartagena, man. So, are you still living it up? Are you still living it up, man? Uh, Passport Pookie, Pookie. I'm in the building. Oh boy. All right. I see what's going on here. Yes, you miss every shot you don't take. Thank you, AR. Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to get at. You know what I mean? Because you know, RIP to the late great Kevin Samuels, but a couple of his shows, like he would ask ladies, like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Like, do they shoot their shot, or do they even put themselves in a position for men to pursue them, or the men that they want to pursue them? So, like, I would say, like, if you want like a high value man or whatever, especially if you want like white collared, you want to put yourself in like that business district, like for New York, you want to be in Midtown. You want to be in Midtown, or you know what I mean, and you want to go to, like, you want to go by Wall Street, a bar by Wall Street or something like that, you know, or a lounge by Wall Street. Because if you're not putting yourself in the position for a man to notice you, he's not going to notice you. And the thing is, like let's take like dating apps, right? Dating apps, woman got the pick of the litter, right? So, there's so many people on dating apps, like, and especially like for men, like if you're not really like, and just to be transparent here, man, but like if you're not really like a top tier dude in looks, she's likely gonna pass your profile. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, like I have Tinder, I have Bumble and things like that. But like a regular girl in the states. So I'm talking about just in the states for right now. A regular girl in the states, she's likely gonna pass your profile picture, like, unless like you are, unless you're somewhat attractive, or like you kind of take like some good pictures and things like that. You know what I mean? And what I'm basically trying to say is that women have the pick of the litter on online. Instagram. You see Instagram, like, ladies, they'll have like what, like 50 to 100K subs or whatever the case is, and then like you have dudes in their inbox. So typically, like, if you don't have a blue check or something that makes you stand out, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Let's see. Oh, you touched down at 1 a.m. Okay, salute to you, man. Salute to you, man. Yeah, looks like you enjoyed yourself in Cartagena, man. I need a wrench ASAP. I don't know what he's talking about. All right, but without further ado, I'm gonna bring my guest on. What's up,
Hey,
Bree? How you doing?
I'm doing good in yourself.
I am doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you having this conversation with me.
I know it was a mission to get here.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I said I know it was a mission to get us both here.
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. But thank you. So before we get started, why not tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, my name is Brianna, but I go by Bree. My background, I'm a therapist, a psychotherapist. I primarily deal with like a lot of victims of trauma, and also I work in the medical setting. I guess just in general, like I'm really good at just I'm a people's person, very extroverted, and I just kind of like love being able to kind of be in different experiences more so and kind of understand different perspectives because I'm multicultural. I'm Nigerian and Mexican.
Hmm.
So I guess what most interests me more so is learning different cultures, just kind of embracing new experiences apart from my career aspect.
Okay, perfect. And how long have you been a psychotherapist?
Going on 2 years now. So I'm 2 years out of graduate school, working on my licensure. I also want to pursue my clinical PhD either in clinical psychology or counseling psychology. I'm
Okay,
still kind of surfacing exactly what my full passion is, but definitely along the line of the mental health and trauma sector for sure.
okay, all right. And so you had to go to school for that, obviously. So you went to USC, correct?
Yeah, I did my master at USC. It was a 2 year program.
Hmm.
Wasn't I wouldn't say it was challenging. It's just that I think trying to work and balance school and also the normalcy of just like everyday life and wanting to go out and still kind of, enjoy your life while you're pursuing higher education is definitely complex. I would say, especially as a minority,
Hmm.
you face like a lot of different just biases, whether it's implicit or explicit from professors or just like your clinical externships, depending on where you're placed at, which
Hmm.
you can't decipher that before you interview. I think within the school sector, you learn a lot about how to kind of maneuver in life. A lot of what you learn in school, you can kind of transcend into everyday life, because you're meet with like a lot of barriers and a lot of resistance. And I think it depends on how you identify with that, whether you fold under pressure or you're able to kind of overcome those obstacles. It really does prepare you, I feel like, for real life. I think I don't really care for the school aspect of like capitalism, how it's like consumerism field. I care to learn. I like to learn new things. So I
Okay.
think it's really how you utilize your platform and kind of how you brand yourself after you have those degrees and certifications for yourself.
Right. Okay. Understood. Understood. All right. So, due to the fact that you are college educated woman, right? Therapist. So, therapist, a lot of money, right? So, you know, and you are 29,
Yeah,
right?
just turned
Okay.
29, so yes, freshly in
No,
my
no.
chapter.
Sorry. What happened?
I said yes, just turned 29, so freshly in the 29 zone.
Okay. All right. So no children.
No.
So gentlemen, you know what that means. Like you can't work at Starbucks and try to talk to Bree. You gotta be up there. You gotta be up there. So due to the fact that educated, young, attractive woman. Now when when a woman puts herself puts herself out there for a man
Mhm.
and the man turns her down politely, what I have noticed is that sometimes the woman get really upset. And do you think that women are afraid of rejection?
Um, I honestly, I think anyone kind of is. I think
Okay.
because when I look at rejection, I think of just anything. When you put yourself out there, there's a chance that it can go the other way. It may not be in your own expectation of what you want.
Hmm.
So I think in a very simple way, I'll say anyone can honestly fit within that perspective. But I think definitely women. I would say for sure. I mean, a lot of us don't really put ourselves out there. I think when you have a lot going for yourself, like me personally, I don't really pursue guys. I kind of let them pursue me, unless I feel like just I don't know. I've done it before, but unless I'm like really drawn to a person, I'm gonna kind of do more and probably go above and beyond. But for the most part, I kind of let the men do the seeking, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. So just to kind of piggyback off of that statement, now, do you put yourself in positions to where you're gonna find a man of a caliber that you would like?
I think I do.
Okay,
I like a lot of ambitious people. I think the good character is always hard to find within ambition sometimes, depending on what you're looking for.
right.
But a lot of my friends, a lot of my peers, I surround myself with, they're very goal oriented. So we have different backgrounds, and I think naturally because we're all hanging out, if we're inviting friends and other peers, they have like-minded individuals as themselves, as kind of matching what I want, what like qualities and attributes what I would like in a guy. I think I kind of aligned it that way, where I've for the most part attracted ambitious men. They weren't always of value as far as how they were as their character, but
Mhm.
far as just the aspect of wanting someone who's ambitious, who's goal oriented, who can provide. I think I've kind of, I've seen that. I've experienced that, various occasions.
Right. So what are some of the places that you've been to? Not necessarily like the name of the places, but what are like some of the places and possibly maybe some locations? Because I know you're out in Southern California, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say definitely coffee shops. It's cliche as
Okay.
it sounds, definitely coffee shops, because you see a lot of quality people there, whether they're studying, whether they're on their break from work. I will always say a coffee shop. I guess on occasion, sometimes maybe a bar, but a bar is a hit or miss because you can kind of attract whatever there.
Right. That's true.
There's different caliber of people there. However, I have been approached before by quality men there as well, but I would say it's definitely unlikely to happen because I think a lot of time when you're approached in like a more of a nightlife kind of vibe, you kind of attract a more of a vibe of wanting to get in bed compared to wanting to get to know you. So I think that the intention is different depending on where you're at for far as location. So I would say, coffee shops or like um, meet and greet socials. Like a lot of people that have social, like a lot of different events, I'll see like kind of posting up of like people within their career and kind of like little social mingles. I've done a lot of those, and I found success within that. But I think on just like every day of just like out at the mall or I don't know, clubbing or lounging, not so much probably because you kind of have a mixture of everything, and it's kind of hard to decipher when you're kind of in that scene. You're kind of more, I would say, at least for me, I'm more isolative in that kind of scene because I'm
Right.
more focused on whatever I'm doing. But I think in a coffee shop, if I'm observing someone that's attractive and like that's kind of giving me that like an eye or whatever, then I'm actually confident enough to walk over there as long as I get a signal, a cue. I would,
Right. Okay. Okay, so that's good, and I agree. Like, now for a lounge, I would say it depends on like the time that you're going there. Like if you're going there like 10, 11 o'clock at night, like you're gonna you, you pretty much know what's gonna happen, right? It's
exactly.
not gonna be serious. It's hunting season for men. We're hunting. So, but if you go there, let's say, like happy hour or something like that,
Hmm.
happy hour, and then also depends on where the lounge is. So, like, what's like the business district of where you're at? Like, what is it called? Because the reason why I'm asking you that is because like in New York City and Wall Street, like if there's like a bar or a lounge by Wall Street,
Hmm.
I would see women going in there to find men of value, like white collared men. And that's not to say my blue collar brothers aren't high value because they damn sure are. But for white collared, just speaking of that, because I'm working biotech, so I'm in. I'm around a lot of white collar people. I'm white collar.
Yeah. I hang out a lot. I hang out a lot in Santa Monica area just
Okay.
because I kind of hang where the money's at, to be honest. And I feel like if you want to attract a certain type of person, there's certain areas I would find myself going to.
Okay.
But more of the affluent areas is where I predominantly kind of surround myself, whether I'm in the marina, Santa Monica, or sometimes even Malibu or Calabasas, just areas that are more affluent.
Hmm.
That's where you find more of the white collar, I would say. Not saying that they're more preferable, but I'm just saying that's where you primarily will find them in like lounges, or it could just be like a regular restaurant because there's like a lot of like little libraries that is called like a library lounge where people just sit and mingle with people. It's more of like a very intimate kind of sector. That's not like a typical lounge where you'll like be dancing, but it's more like a drinking, order like a few hors d'oeuvres, something that's very like socializing, but not
Okay.
overly intimate. It's just very subtle.
Okay, got it. So, you have a drink, have a couple of appetizers,
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Mhm.
Let me just check out a couple of these comments, and I have some more questions for you. So a blue check or 6 feet, six pack, six figures, men will get ignored. So, Bree, but before you got on, what I was saying was that on dating apps, Tinder, Bumble, Black, like there's like women have the pick of the litter. So for men, like if you are like if you don't stand out, like if you like got to make sure that your pictures are on point, and like if you're a guy that's not that good looking, a woman's likely gonna swipe past you, because again, like there's so many men that's on that apps, like they we like there's 100 men, there's one of you, right? So you like if there's something that's off, a little off, you're like next, 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 because you have so many options. So
Yeah.
yeah, so this is what this comment was in reference to, just to kind of give you some context here. Let's see.
Okay.
Yes, get those likes up, get those likes up for sure. Ah man, so
You are.
yeah, it says what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, I talked to him earlier. I talked to him earlier, and I was telling him that you were going to be on the show, and,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, he's like Bree's gonna keep it a stack, man. He said she's gonna keep it a stack to tell you what's up.
Definitely.
So, all good. I love that. Is Bree from NYC? She is a cutie.
I am
No,
the Cali baby. So Cal born for sure.
yeah, yeah, Bree. Now you're from Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm from Los Angeles.
Okay,
I've lived in different cities though, so I'm not really the typical LA girl. I'm definitely more Torrance, Carson area. So anyone that's familiar with Southern California, I'm definitely
okay.
South Bay, Delano, mainly where I'm from. But I've ventured off for sure.
Okay. Yeah, my boy Garden Scientist, he's in the chat. He's from New Jersey, but I think he lives like somewhere like near the Hollywood area. How much a man got to make to be with her? I mean, she's a therapist, so we're
I
talking
mean,
we're talking doctor probably has his own practice, or about to get his own practice. You gotta be up there. You gotta be up there.
yeah. I
I,
definitely, I definitely would say that, I'm not so caught up into a person's necessary figure because I feel like with money, it's not fixed. It can
right.
grow or it can depreciate.
Okay.
But definitely someone who has an established background, that's really important. Your skill, really just building your foundation, that's really important. If you don't have a direction of where you're at, and I mean, I'm already 29, so I know what I want, and I'm already having what I'm established. So I'm growing from
All
here.
right.
So I couldn't date someone who's not established. It's just not happening.
Gotcha. And do you want to be married and have children?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. How many kids?
Ooh, like maybe like one or two. Really, I
Okay.
honestly I've been really I would say conflicted with the children part. It's because I think growing up I was very goal oriented, wanting to like travel, wanting to really just really I think more so build wealth,
Okay.
intergenerational wealth. Because I felt
Okay.
like my family was kind of like the underdog, having to kind of like my parents had to constantly provide for us, and so I
Hmm.
felt like I just really want to give them back that in return. But I do want to leave something behind. Like I want to have a version of myself, whether it's in a boy or a girl. I definitely want to pass that along. But yeah, I definitely want marriage. I value marriage, and I would love to have a partner that will complement me and just take me to the next level more so.
Okay. Okay, for sure. So now, do you want to stay in California, or would you mind like relocating? Let's just say like your husband wants to open up a practice in Atlanta, or outskirts of Atlanta, whatever. Would you be willing to move across the country?
I'm all for someone's vision. I think if I'm in love, I'm like, let's go. I mean, I'm really
Okay.
like all my family's out here, so it'll be hard to leave. But if I'm in love with someone and we're working on, marriage and wanting to have children, I'm all for
Mhm.
the vision. So if his vision is like we can elevate this way, then I'm all for it. As long as
Okay.
I understand the vision and see it as well, then
Got it. Understood. Okay. Yeah. All right. But he has to have a plan. Like you can't. You guys just
yes,
can't
he
go to.
has to have a
Okay.
plan, a clear plan.
Understood. 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 Okay. Yeah. I mean, because the thing is, for me, I love California, but it would be very hard for me to live in California. Not to say that, not to say like financially I won't be all right, but it's just that like the taxes and the expenses is just crazy. Like gas is pretty much high everywhere, right? But like I know in California, shout out to Big Boss. He's a content creator, but he lives in Oakland, and I
Mhm.
think like couple of weeks ago he was like took a picture. Gas was like almost $9. So you being in Southern California, I'm assuming it's the same or maybe even
Oh,
more.
most definitely. I mean, I know it's going up to $8 in my area. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
that's where I live, but yeah, it's definitely up in the A bracket. I think where I work
Yeah.
at is actually close to $10, so it's definitely going up.
Whew.
Luckily, I live 7 minutes away from my job, so I'm really blessed.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't have that
Yeah.
problem. Luckily, I moved before that shit happened, so I'm good.
Right. Okay. So so
But
you're so you're only like 5-10 minutes away.
yeah, I live next to everything. I'm central to everything. So I'm
Okay.
actually really solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, I was gonna say, man, I feel bad like for the people who have to work like 45 minutes to an
Mhm.
hour away. And oh yeah.
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 Oh
I,
yeah.
I love, don't get me wrong, I love LA. I love California. I love the weather. I love the ladies. California got some beautiful women. But yeah, my wife she's got to come east or south or something like. Don't worry. I'll have a plan because I'll have a plan. But yeah, absolutely. So my question to you is that now have you come across women like who are looking for men, high value men, if you would, whether they be blue collar or white collar, and they're not putting themselves in a position to where those men can find them.
Almost definitely. I mean, I would say I'll make a clear example. I'll utilize Instagram as a way to say that they don't put themselves in a position to attract that kind of quality of men, whether
Hmm.
it's white collar or blue collar. A lot. I have a lot of peers who is very like top tier as far as their education, as far as their career, and even far as like owning property. They're very established, but the way they portray themselves, maybe it was due to like toxic relationships or not having someone meet their expectation, but they kind of devalue themselves of how they portray themselves on their Instagram, as far as it's like being very just explicitly nude and like kind of like more raunchy than
Right.
classy. And
Right.
I think in that aspect, you we only attract what you put out there. So if I'm showing my ass, I'm showing my tits all the time, or a lot of my content when I do speak on Instagram is not really like professional or classy or just being a woman. I would say more like a woman of like virtue. Then you're gonna attract something that's not of that. You're gonna attract more like maybe like raunchy kind of ghetto or edgy kind of men like that fall into
Hmm.
that category of not really knowing themselves, valuing themselves, really knowing what they want, and they're probably going in circles. And I think when your brand contradicts what you're doing, you're going to attract that in return. You're going to attract types of people who are very ambivalent within their stance. And so I think when you want more, you have to just put yourself in every aspect of how you brand yourself, because everything is about a brand representation. It doesn't matter if it's all the way true. It just matters how you present yourself. Because at the end of the day, before a person gets to know you, they see what they're looking at, and it's kind of like your resume. They're looking at you for what they think you may be, how they think you may be, but they really don't know who you are until you open your mouth. So I think sometimes women, they're not really mindful and cautious of how they portray themselves, and that kind of messes them up in the beginning.
I completely agree. I completely agree because one of the first things that I do when I'm meeting a woman, I'm courting her, or like I approached her, or she's giving me choosing signals or what have you. Like, what's your Instagram? Like, basically, what's your resume? That's kind of like, it's kind of like your social media LinkedIn. right? Because the thing is, like if I go on her Instagram and I see, like, I see her like bunch of pictures in bikinis, and
Hmm.
or she's like, hot girl summer. Okay, I already know what time it is. Like, okay, all right, this is somebody who I can have fun with, but this
Hmm.
isn't someone that I'm gonna pursue seriously.
Yeah. Hmm.
And I think that some ladies think that, like, when there's a lot of guys in their DMs and wanting to talk to them, they think that these guys are just like, like these guys would want to be with them. We want to no We don't want to be with you, we want to be in you.
Yeah.
Just to be transparent.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it definitely is a difference. I think sometimes people look at the quantity of what they have around them compared to looking at the quality. You know,
Right.
quantity versus quality is very different. It's
Yeah.
just very different because honestly, every time I post, I can literally post something in 10 minutes. I can have 100 views, and within those 100 views, I can probably have, let's just say, 40 or 30 or 40 comments. Within those 30 or 40 comments, I would say probably out of the 30 or 40 comments, probably five people are actually the most respectful. The rest is very simplistic and just wanting to get my ass basically, and
Right.
then
Right. Right.
and their attention very much shows that.
Right.
So I'll keep it very much, in a simple way. It just is what it is, basically. Whatever you put out there doesn't mean it's because you have a lot of people wanting you doesn't mean they want you for the right reason.
Right. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. Let me get to some more of these comments here. Where Man Lux Magazine. What's up, man? What's up? Appreciate you for coming in, man. Yeah, support the channel, man. Support the channel for sure. Let's see. My man HD chilling. I never use apps. I prefer meeting women in person. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I think meeting women in person, it's more organic. You get to see if she's giving you the choosing signals, and you actually get to see, like, um you get more of a real representation of that person anyway. So I would say more face-to-face interaction is better. And then also being able to have a conversation in person, because if you're behind a computer all day and not taking the time to actually meet people in person, you're gonna be, like, you can be awkward socially, and not, so meeting in person, I completely agree with that. Well, what say you, Bree? I assume that you're agreeing in agreement with me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extroverted, so I rather meet someone in
Okay.
person. I think organic is best. I mean, I'm not against apps. I've done apps before too, but like I was
Yeah.
saying, it does feel forced. I feel like sometimes it just feels so like you're forcing yourself to say, "Hey, how are you doing?" It's just too routine, and I don't
Right.
really like routine. I think everything routine is very boring. So if a guy approaches me outside, it's kind of like, "Oh, you got the boss to like come up to me, whatever," in like the crowd, whatever. That's to me, that's more attractive than just DMing me sometimes. And then it's like I have a lot
Hmm.
of people that do that, so something that's different.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. Let's see. I know. I'm just trying to peel it back. Okay. What's good, bro? Oh, okay. Lakewood. How far is that?
That's
Is
South
that?
Bay. That's like near Carson, Long Beach area.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So you guys are neighbors, kind of. One or
And
two. I need a whole village.
you better have a whole great salary.
Oh man. Right. 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 I'll be compliment you. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to where's Chuck? Salute to the host. Compliments to Bree, your lovely guest.
Yeah.
Respect to the heavy hitters in the chat. What's going on? Where's Chuck? Where's Chuck? He has a YouTube channel as well. Um, definitely well traveled. He lived in Playa de Carmen, Mexico for 6 months. Just relocated to Medellin, which is my stomping grounds, if you will, because I have an apartment out there. But yeah, so he's been out there since late April, man. So he's rocking out there for sure. Uh, yes, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. We having a good conversation over here, man, for sure. Let's see. Oh, okay. Top of the evening. Men should have an abundance mindset. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. I
Yeah.
agree with that for sure. Yeah, I think one of the things that you mentioned earlier when you said that you put yourself in areas to where the the caliber excuse me,
Mhm.
the caliber of men that you like are, and that I think that's extremely smart because and also where you're going to look for the men, because the
Mhm.
thing is, like, now I know some ladies may meet a man in a nightclub, and it may work out, but likely it's just it's fun time, it's fun time,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people go to just kind of see what they can pick up for the night. So I never really entertain people when if they approach me in the club setting. I kind of would just look past them,
Hmm.
and maybe potentially I could have lost them, and that was probably good. But I just feel like in that scenery, for the most part, you are having people that's more coming just to hit and keep it pushing compared to actually wanting to have a tent to date you. I think that's just a difference.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it definitely depends.
I completely agree with that. I mean, I think that especially especially uh like where you're located, um and like the places that you go to, especially like if you're going to like the coffee shop that you mentioned. I don't drink coffee, so
I know either.
I probably wouldn't be in the coffee shop, but I would probably be in the lounge or that restaurant where you said like you can get some apps and have a drink or something like that. Like that's where you would find me, but not in the coffee shop. But a lot of but I know that I'm a minority, because a lot of people love coffee. Like like
Yeah,
when you
I don't
like.
like coffee either, but
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, no, I actually don't like coffee. I'm a tea or smoothie person, but
Okay. Yeah.
I
Me
study
too.
a lot and I'm still studying, so I'll be in like certain like settings like that just because it's more relaxing, it's very conducive for me to kind of focus. So that's
Okay.
you'll find me mainly when I'm studying or reading a book or whatever.
Gotcha. Understood. Understood. Uh, Swaggy P did ask if you had Deanna on Instagram. So he wants to know your Instagram. Felicia Jordan, I did send you Bree's Instagram link. So I don't know if you wanted to post it or not,
Yeah,
but if
I mean anyone can follow me. It's breezy underscore world. I don't know, 123, I think. But Felicia, you can repost it or if you guys have
okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So Felicia, whenever you have a moment, just check your Instagram DM, and I sent you Bree's Instagram. uh Chai tea latte is where it's at.
Yeah. Chai
Yeah.
tea is my favorite. I love chai tea.
Yeah, I like chai tea as
I do
well.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also a matcha. I love matcha, iced matcha. I've been on that lately because
Okay.
I kind of like extra sugar, and I've been like on this like low carb, low sugar thing. So
Yeah.
I love chai and I love matcha as well.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay. All right. And so another question I have for you is when you have shot your shot, what are like some of the what are some of the choosing signals that you give out?
Mm, choosing signals. I think it's just eye contact. I'm very direct, so like when I'm
Okay.
like I feel like I'm not like an indirect person. If I like something, like whether I'm smiling or blushing, whatever, you're gonna know like I'm
Mhm.
interested. It's just how I look. I can gaze at a person, kind of just seek them, and then they typically respond. We just converse. But just small conversation like, "Hey, how are you doing? I'm Bree." Like I'm very assertive, so I'm not really shy around people. I'm actually very extroverted. So if I feel like someone's interested, then I'll take the initiative if they're kind of more like on the like reserve kind of end.
Okay. So what gives you the inkling that you think that they're interested?
I mean, if they like keep looking at me or like if I see like they're kind of hesitant to kind of come up to me, but they're like keep kind of showing eye contact or like whether they're smiling or gazing, then I'll just make the initiative if I actually am interested in going over there just to seeing what they're about.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess the good thing is that you're in I'm sorry, extroverted. So you're
Yeah.
not so you're not really socially awkward. What I what I realize is that like a lot of like especially like a lot of beautiful women, they they get pursued so much, and some of them don't really know how to effectively have a conversation.
Mhm.
So I guess it's good that you're extroverted. You go to the coffee shops and you put yourself in the areas of the caliber of men that you want. So I
Yeah.
think that what you're doing is very smart. So I would say, I would say that some ladies may need your help. So you
Well, you know what? I would definitely say my personal. I think when someone has a very outgoing personality, it's always fun. Like I feel like I'm always a vibe. I'm a vibe. Like my Instagram is, it's breezy underscore 902. But before I think it was like breezy world. But I feel like I'm always in my own lane. I don't
hmm
try to be someone different. I what you see is what you get.
yeah.
And I'm very confident. I feel like if you're confident, you kind of attract that. Like you kind of exude that energy, and people want to naturally gravitate towards you, whether they want to listen to you or get to know you, whatever it is. People like confident people,
Yes.
probably because they lack in some area, and I think people feed off me when they come around me. It's like innate. I would say apart from that is I am a therapist, like I said, and so because I'm always providing counseling or listening to people, I feel like my perspective. I have a lot of different shared experiences, and the advice I give comes from a more wanting to understand compared to just always respond sometimes. So I think the way I am naturally is because I'm able to kind of adapt to different cultures,
hmm
perspectives, and really just different populations, honestly, for that matter, as far as age group. I work with a lot of different people as far as my age group. It's not just one tailored to one aspect of an individual or even a scope of a practice. It's very broad. So I'm able to
Okay.
utilize that on a regular basis, I would say.
Gotcha. Okay. Excuse me. So what like advice have you, or would you give the ladies to, to put themselves in that position? And would you recommend that they like shoot their shot, or rather put themselves in a position to where the man pursues them?
Put themselves in a position for the man to pursue them. I
Okay.
think if a man seeks you because they really want you, 9 times out of 10, that man's gonna really do what he needs to do to really like show you that he's valuable, and that he was willing to like kind of like earn you, like far as like your trust and just wanting them to be more in their picture. I feel like sometimes a woman shoots their shot, a man kind of already knows they can have this person. It's kind of like I'll take it back to Adam and Eve, the forbidden fruit.
hmm
When something is untouchable, it's more desirable, and a man seeks something that's undesirable where they can't actually have it. It's like a chase. Now, for the and all, no one likes a game. What I will say is that I've learned a man does kind of like it, when women play kind of hard to get, because they have something to look forward to. When they feel like something's very easy, they can just get it. It's not fun. They're gonna, for sure probably fuck on it for a little bit, whatever. But the girl that kind of was kind of more resistant, or like not necessarily mean, but just resistant and not like all in his face. 9 times out of 10, that's the person he's gonna choose over the girl that was really available, and that's what I've noticed.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I that's interesting. I got to think about that one because I do like. Yeah, you got me a little tongue tied here. But I do like when I am being pursued, but like I don't want it to be like a woman that's pursuing me and like she's being like very like, you know, masculine about it. You know what I mean? Like pursue me like femininely, like, or like she'll say like, oh, like that's a nice tie, or oh, I really love your shoes, or that shirt looks
Yeah,
that shirt looks great on you, or something like that. But if she's like, oh, like I was kind of type feeling you and I want to hang out or whatever, like I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hang out, but again, like it's like what time it is. But like, yeah, if she says something like feminine like that, like a nice little compliment, like okay, cool. So she lets me know like, okay, she's engaging me, but I'm still in control of the conversation.
yeah. I think how you said it was best, as long as you're still kind of in control. I think if a man doesn't have that control, they're not feeling like they could be the man there, so they automatically don't even value that person in that kind of way. I think
Right.
it's how a woman plays her position. I mean, I think like a man, every man likes their ego stroked. So if you're telling them like you look very attractive, I like the way you wear that suit. It's like ATL. Like when she Lauren London was like, I like the way you skate. She was describing it. It sounds
Mhm.
funny or cliche, but a man likes to feel acknowledged and feel like someone's really interested, because I feel like that's why a lot of men tend to seek different women, because they may be getting this from one individual, but then the other girl is complimenting them in a different way, or giving them a variety of attention in a different way. And so I would say definitely a man likes the ego stroked. But I would say even with that regard, it's to a certain extent though. 'Cause if you're just all in their face,
Right.
you're not gonna really have that same interest and excitement that entices them. It's gonna be different.
Right. Yeah. No, I completely agree. We do like compliments,
Yeah.
and we do like to be, we like appreciation. Now the thing is that, man, masculine, all that, RP, whatever, right? But like we have feelings too. So it's like, all right, so if I say, if I'm always saying, oh, Bree, you look nice today, or and I'm not getting anything back, it's like, well, damn. Like, like, I don't get any love. You know what I mean?
No,
So
for sure, for sure.
yeah. So you definitely are very self aware, and I think probably some of that has to do with the education. Another part of that is just your personality,
Mhm.
extrovert. So you're around people person. So
Yeah.
so that's very that's very good that you pick up on that, because some ladies don't know that, like, men we do love compliments. We do love
Oh, yeah, for
compliments.
sure. I think
Yeah.
I think when I'm around someone, it has to be for the first time, I kind of pick up on how they are.
Hmm.
I can tell a guy that's more reserved, but that's wanting to kind of like be more outgoing and wanting something from you, like in that kind of like very out, like warm way.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of it shows in a person's body language. I feel like if you sit there and pay attention to a person by the way they like talk, or like depending on if they use their hands a lot, or just different body language cues, it shows like if they're comfortable, or like if they're willing to open up. Like a lot of it, people actually tell you what they want. A lot of time we just don't listen, or people tell you where they're at. And I think sometimes I always say, don't put 10 on the two, in the sense like, you know, they're telling you what they're wanting from you, or what they're wanting in general. But it's up to you to listen. And depending on what they're saying, you have to act accordingly and move accordingly to how you feel. And I think a lot of times we don't respond. We always we're quick to respond and listen. And a lot of times we form our own understanding before we actually share, like hear what they're saying. And that's a different thing. And I think a lot of people, if they're like lonely or longing for something, they're so quick to kind of jump the gun before they're even hearing what the person's saying. Because if I'm on a date and a guy's saying, hey, like, I'm still finding myself and I just want to have fun, or I'm just taking things day by day, that's a trigger for me. If a guy says day by day, I'm like, oh, I gotta get out of here. Gotta go. Day
So
by
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but like just a quickness. Day by day means they're not really for sure themselves. And
Okay.
I think day by day is like, you're ambivalent. You're still kind of finding yourself, your direction. Day by day is not it for Brie at all. You gotta go.
Okay. Understood. Understood. All right. So men, make sure that, like, don't say day by day. You can say that to the bros, but don't say that to the ladies. Don't say that to the ladies. Don't
No,
say day
turn
by
off.
day. Yeah, absolutely. So what so in this conversation, you and I, like we've spoken on the phone, a couple times over the past day or two, and now we're talking. So what like do you get from me? Because you said that you notice these things in people. So what do you get from me?
I mean,
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Let's see. Let's see what my subscribers think.
I mean, you're definitely an alpha male. I think you're very confident. I would say, due to our conversation we had, you definitely are a kind of male where you're the one that leads. More so like the typical structure, what people would think of like the man and the woman role, as far
Hmm.
as gender roles. um, but you have a stance about yourself. I feel like your presence is very much respected, because you have a really strong stance. But I do feel like you need a woman that's more maybe like submissive, and like like for me personally, I feel like I'm alpha female, and I feel like I class with personalities that's like that. Me personally, I
Ah.
just do. But you know what though? I would say this, James. I would say I don't rule you out. I would say this. I think if I had a guy that is like I remember you referenced like if you had a guy that provided more and would you kind of take a step back a little bit and be more like at home with the kids? I
Hmm.
think because I haven't experienced that yet, I think I'm just so like hell no, I'm still running. This is my show. Like I make my own money. You know, I'm because I've been on my own for a long time, been very independent. I think sometimes that kind of scares me to feel like I'm losing myself. But I like I would say honestly, if I feel like if I met a quality guy that I've connected with, I think I'm a naturally step in that role just because it's like it's kind of like innate. But I think a lot of times women that are like me, that are very ambitious, that are very attractive, they haven't found that their match. They haven't found a guy of value. They may have found a guy that has a lot of money, that's wealthy, but not respectable. And a lot of times when you have had toxic experiences, it kind of makes you more guarded, you know, and definitely I would say my guard's up for sure. I mean, I'm not hopeless, but I would say I definitely have a guard because you know you when you're around this different experiences, you're like fuck no, like I'm not having no one take me left. But to respond to what you said, I think you're a quality man. I just would say that I would hope, I guess in certain areas you're more open because I think sometimes when men are really traditional in some senses, they kind of have a firm stance on what they believe in, and that's kind of you know it. And I think that on both sides, men and women have to be still open to a certain extent because you got to think about it. A union is everyone has to compromise in some way, and sometimes it's out of love. When you really love someone, even if I don't like something of what they're saying, if it's coming from a good place, they have good intentions behind it. You should want to kind of empathize and understand it, kind of change a little bit. You know, will be willing to change. I think if a person is willing to change on both sides, that's what's going to make a strong foundation. That's what's going to make a lifelong marriage and overall great friendship.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I mean, I would say definitely more of a woman more being more of traditional for sure. But I just want to be clear, like that doesn't mean that like that doesn't mean like she just has to be home like doing nothing. Like I think that she should have she should have like a hobby. She should be able to go out with her girlfriends, not girl trips, but go out with her girlfriends.
My
So
girl trips.
no girl trips.
Wait, why
No,
no girl trips?
uh
You can't just
like
go to Jamaica and have a girls trip for like a week or so.
oh, you said Jamaica? No, you got to remember, I'm Jamaican. Let me tell you, no, 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 no. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, yeah. Let me tell you, I got some
Some
cousins.
hot girl summer, huh?
Yes, yes, some cousins. Yeah, some of my cousins can't wait until they get off the plane and they like, all right, let's go. Mm-hmm. Uh, let me check a couple of these chats. Oh, I read that already. Sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my fault. Here is where I'm at. All right. Me personally, I don't socialize with people unless it's business purpose only because I don't see the benefit, or at least here in America. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So you don't socialize with people unless it's business purposes. So you don't have like any friends, eh? Oh,
Yeah, I mean
yeah. I don't know. Like,
that
add
seems
more context to that. Add more
yeah.
context to that. All right. Never tried the matcha yet. No, I have not tried that either.
But you gotta try. It's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. No, mujeres americana para mí. Okay, understood. Oh man. 23K followers. Yes, yeah. You do have that much? Wow. Okay.
Do
Oh, okay.
your
All
girl
right.
in the car.
All right. Would you date a younger man?
I
I,
mean, I mean younger than me. I'm
yeah.
29, so I don't really date younger than me. I date older than me, to be honest, for the most part. I
Yeah,
mean, maybe 1 year younger. I don't know. I think it depends, but not hella younger. No. I mean,
well,
if you're younger, you got to be hella established. I mean, it just depends on how young we're saying. Because I don't really date. You know, I don't date babies. I date grown men. So.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't picture you dating a younger man,
No.
because like typically like the man would have to be at the very least like 35, 35 and because you got to think about it, we're talking about a doctor. That's a lot of years in school and depending on the
And
practice, it's a lot of work. And and usually like 28-year-olds, not gonna say all, but most 28-year-olds are not like they're peaking, but they're not there yet. They're not there yet. They're
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because don't forget, you gotta pay money. You gotta pay money for school. So even though you're a doctor, like your first 2 to 3 years, you're paying back your loans. So
that's,
you
that's where
gotta
I'm at
re
right
you
now.
gotta reestablish your credit and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Your girl needs a sponsor, so James.
huh? I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Your girl needs a sponsor. I said James.
Uh, okay, we'll talk. Oh man. Denzel. Is it
Oshie.
Moke? I agree. For sure. Definitely get the likes up. All this underman. What do you bring, and what is your value? Oh, El Ray.
Didn't get.
Okay. All right. Do you want to answer that or?
Yeah, I'll answer. What do I bring? I'm established, so the money speaks for itself. I would say I can cook, clean. I'm traditional as well. I'm multicultural, so Nigerian and Mexican. So cooking, cleaning, good in the bedroom, all that in the third.
Mhm.
And what is my value? I have purpose. I'm confident. I know what I want, and I'm here to build my own legacy. And that everything I do, it speaks for itself. I don't really have to boast about what I do. It's just within me, honestly.
Okay.
So
So I liked some of what you said. Here's the part where men here's the part
you can post it.
here's the part where men are gonna say, eh, like you mentioned the money thing and establish. I mean that's cute, it's cool, but now the cooking, the cleaning, all right, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Now what about like what about like being like inspirational, being an asset, right? Like for an example, like if a woman, if a woman like she wants to date a doctor, or the guy that she's dating
Mhm.
is a doctor, why not, why not try to at least be a CNA, or try to be a nurse, or try to be somewhat in the medical field, so you'll be able to help him build a private practice. Or if he's a lawyer, why not be like a paralegal? If he has his own business, why not try to be a CPA, so you can run his books? You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would, with that, I would say I think every guy, honestly, I've always attracted guys within the field that I'm in. Even
Mhm,
if they're like the last guy I dated, his background was business. So my mentality, I actually want to have my own practice.
mhm.
So we would plan like what that would look like for both of us, apart from whatever else adventures he had. So
Right.
I definitely think when you're with someone, you want to see what their goals are. But that's
Mhm.
why I say you date like-minded individuals. They don't gotta necessarily be in the same field as you, but you wanna have a benefit in both ways. You want to add to that person. And
Right.
if I can't elevate the person I'm with, I'm not the one for them, and it's vice versa. So it's not necessarily just about money, but it's more so like what can we do together? What can we grow? What can we learn from each other?
Right.
If I
Okay.
can't learn anything from the process, then it's not for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. I like that. I like that response a lot better. The money thing, men, especially men who have money, they're like, okay, all right, and you know what I mean. So
Okay, it may sound cliche, but to be honest, I feel like guys are not really that honest with that because like I said, I've dated men where they're like, oh, I don't really care about what you make, but it's not about necessarily what you make. But I think if a woman can't do for you like you can like that you can do for her, sometimes that can be like a barrier. For instance, I work in the medical field. I work at
mhm,
two top hospitals in all of Southern California. Number one hospital, UCLA is one of them, and I work with doctors, top nurses, some even engineers in the medical field that are pursuing, a lot of our new devices as far as like ultrasound and stuff like that. And a lot of the women they cheat on their wives with are predominantly really ambitious women that they tend to leave like stray away from their marriages, like stray away because they're more
Right.
ambitious and very hardworking. I have a lot of doctors who are in their late 40s, early 50s, wanting to just break hell loose for me. Like, damn, I wish I would have had you, but I wish I had met you compared to my wife because you just bring something different. I think it's not about money, but I think it's about ambition. I feel like people naturally attract someone who's passionate about what they do. When you're passionate about what you're doing, you bring a different dynamic because that person is going to always want to go above and beyond because they have this fire within them that's like constantly burning, constantly getting filled, and constantly getting enticed. So I would say in both regard, a woman wants that from a man. I definitely think a man wants that from a woman. I mean, if you're looking at a woman, she can't really do anything for herself. Me personally, I'm gonna question your own character. To be honest, I'm gonna say where does the man lack in? Because if you're dating someone that can't do anything for you but just fuck you and cook food for you, and that's it, that to me is questionable on your part. Honestly, it's questionable on your character. Like you must not have a confidence to exude a woman that can do a lot for herself. And I've been across men that don't have the confidence, that are kind of like Howard, that will like lower their standard just because they want to more so have ownership compared to a partner, and that's two different things.
Well, yeah, I don't. Well, so I don't think that it is a. I don't think that it is a partnership. Like I don't like that term partner when it comes to relationships, because there's a hierarchy. Like there's the man, and
This is
then
where we
there's the woman.
clash. We're clashing.
Huh? What happened?
This is exactly where we clash.
But I mean, the thing is, like I hear you, right? Like, yeah, I'm saying that, like, men, we do want women with with some ambition, but what I'm saying is like, like for an example, right? Like, you have an electrician, he has his own business, and his wife went to school for accounting so she can do the books or whatever, so she's an asset. So there's ambition there, because what's going to happen is like that helps him just focus on the business, and he can build the business, because if he has to do his own books, and he has to be out in the field, like that's going to take time away from growing the business, right?
That
So that's good to be an asset, and as I mentioned earlier, like if the guy is a lawyer, right, and the wife goes to school to be a paralegal, like, okay, so you can help him, you can help him start his own law firm or something of the sort. So, like, being an asset and being ambition in that way, absolutely. Because if you're, have the ambition to, for you guys to work as a team, but there's one captain, not co-captains. Just saying. But I mean, like, if that is what you mean, then yes, I would agree with
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely the co-captain for sure, but I think
that.
I think what I heard from what you said, James,
Yeah.
is that I think an asset is good. I definitely think a woman that can support her partner in a way where they're able to grow even more. I think that's definitely. I mean, when you look in the Bible, if you want to look at a biblical sense, be the person's backbone. I definitely think,
Yep.
you know, you're his liver and you're his backbone, whatever. I think there's a purpose within that for sure. But I don't think there's anything wrong if a woman was a doctor and a man was an engineer. I mean, and now in those two regards, they're probably both busy. Probably both too busy for each other because one's a doctor, one's an engineer. But it could still work. I mean, I've seen it. I see it in the hospital a lot. There'll be two people that have very lucrative fields. May not be able to spend as much time at home like with their family because they do have very both demanding jobs.
Hmm.
So I think at some point there can be constraint in other areas for sure. But I mean, like we live in a different generation. I think a lot of women have evolved in higher fields compared to back then, and we've created different roles for ourselves.
Okay. Understood. So how do you feel about this comment, El
And I
Rey?
was
So
staring at it. American women, I just run on sense that they don't know what the hell they want. I mean, well, that was a run-on sentence. That was like wasn't even no apostrophes or or comma in there for the grammar part of that one. But anyways, I I think the response,
Oh, she, she took a nice little shot at you.
I am an educated mommy, so that's just what it is. But what I would say to that is, it's on both parts. You attract what you are. So if you're saying that, then maybe you're attracting the same kind of energy. You can't really
Mm,
complain what's out there because that's probably what you're attracting. Like we were talking about earlier, James, it's how you put
mhm.
yourself out there. You are what you attract for the most part. You can't
Right.
bad about your toxic experiences.
Yeah, I definitely hear you on that. I would definitely say like for I would definitely say for men and women, like you you have to just be mindful of what you are attracting. And yes, there are people, there are chameleons and things like that, but you know what I mean, like you'll most likely be able to see through the BS if you're looking through a logical lens, if you will.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yep. Let's see here. Okay. Body language is very telling. For sure, for sure. Nice ego stroking, Bree. Oh, this is a reference to earlier when I was asking you to give you an assessment on
Oh,
yourself. That shit was nice. Alpha females gotta
oh my
go.
God, AR, no, we had this conversation, AR.
Yeah, that, yeah, that term. It's like you hitting like a lot of check marks, and then it's like that one big thing. It's like, ah,
I mean, shit, I am who I am.
no, 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 no. Come on, Swaggy P. We're not doing that. Bree for 2024
Damn
president.
right, definitely.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
No, I mean, honestly, and all in all, I really do want to empower people. I think more so just having that, they're able to, do whatever they want to do for themselves.
Hmm.
Because I feel like as a Black woman, I'm multicultural. I face a lot of barriers, honestly, pursuing higher education. And I think just being multicultural, like trying to fit in and more so just feeling a sense of myself. I think in this world, it's always like you're not Black enough or you don't meet the cut of how you are. I came from a really affluent background as far as where I lived, so I'm
Hmm.
truly the product of my environment. So if I talk a certain way, it's because that's how I was raised, and I'm very cultured in a sense of some of the ways in which I move is mainly because of like my Nigerian heritage upbringing. But I mean, I want to empower people, want them to feel like they can truly be themselves and just really be confident. I feel like you don't have to like hide behind your insecurity because everyone has insecurities. It's natural. It's more so embracing who you are and just being your true authentic self.
Right. Well, yeah. So I mean, I definitely. So what I would say is that like instead of like the word alpha, I would say maybe use confident. Because when I hear like, because honestly, I'm just to be transparent, like when I hear alpha female, I
Mhm.
think like you're a man eater, and it's just like, and not saying that you are, because I've spoken to you. You definitely have femininity and things like that.
Mhm.
But I'm saying, like, if I didn't know you, right, and you and I having a conversation, and
Yeah.
and you say like alpha female, I'm gonna be like, oh god, like she's a, like, man, she's probably a bitch, or she's probably a man eater. I'm
Yeah.
serious. That's what men think, and I can, men, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong in the chat. But I'm telling you that's probably what the men are
No,
thinking.
maybe it's assertive. I am assertive though. Like I thought maybe I can change the wording of how I say it for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Let me get my charger just 1 second.
All right. No worries. No worries. No worries. All right. Let's see. Los, what up, family? What's going on, brother? These women want to be men. Only two things she said was attracted to men, and uh, you mentioned those. All the rest was blah blah blah. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Let's see. Yes. Hold on. Uh, Too much Oprah.
Hey, but Oprah's hella established and living her best life. So shout out to Oprah.
Yeah, but I think Oprah would be a lot happier if if she toned it down, because is she still with Stedman? I don't even know. Is she still
You
with
know,
him?
I actually don't know her. I don't know her like social life. Honestly, used to watch her talk show.
Yeah.
She's not like my necessarily idol. I would say. I think one of my idols. I would say I love Michelle Obama. I love the way she carries herself. I think because she has a powerful presence, but it's not like overpowering where she has to do the most, like overshadow Obama. But
Hmm.
it's very much still there and known.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I like Michelle Obama too. I do think that I do think there was some times where she kind of overshadowed Barack. And I was like, all right, maybe she should chill out a little bit. But overall, I do like Michelle Obama.
Yeah, I mean, I think they complement each other for sure.
Yep.
I think sometimes I think what it is like when you have a really extroverted personality and you're very confident, not every man is naturally going to be very dominant as far as how they communicate. They're going to be more like reserved, but there's still an alpha within being reserved as well. You don't have to necessarily be loud to be heard or respected.
Right. Yep. I agree. Bendiciones, beloveds. What's going on, man? CPT, how you doing, man? All right. She's sending shots. Yeah. Yeah, man. Who was that? Oh, it was El Ray. Yeah, she caught you, man. She caught you with a with a nice little body shot. But it's all good. We having fun in here. Let's just make sure we keep it respectful as well. Too much Oprah and I Ilana Vanzant. I'm not even sure who that is. Who is that?
I am, but I don't really care for her. So your description is so off, but it's okay. It's all love over here.
Okay. All right. Is Breeze an LA lady with that 9022? Because I am a 90221 man. Blessings. Oh yeah, you from Cali too, man. Yeah. She's from
Well,
the LA area. Absolutely,
originally,
man.
originally it was 90210, but like someone had it, but that was like like the whole Beverly Hills thing. Like
Okay,
I
got
love
it.
like the movie Clueless growing up. I used to think 90210 was hella cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm from LA though. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. 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 Oprah and Gail still kicking it. Hold on. Still kicking it. Oops, you didn't hear that from my mouth though. Oh, Oprah and Gail still kicking it. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I think I do know what it means. But just expound on that. So I had another question for you. So I was watching. So before you came on, right, and I was telling the chat that I was watching this show, the show on Netflix, and it's called oh my god, it's called Ultimatum, the Ultimatum,
Mhm.
right? And so this show, I'm sorry, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen. I watched the whole thing.
Okay, all right, okay, so okay, cool. So I don't have to get into the whole breakdown. But
Yeah.
I think the girl Alexis. So when
Hmm.
Alexis shot her shot at Colby, when they were at the bar, then like they were at the bar, and and he just said like he just doesn't think it's gonna work out between them. Then the next day, they were sitting, and I think outside of a bar or whatever, and then he says, "Well, I just don't think that you're that attractive," and like she just got like so upset, and then she went to his girlfriend, I think now wife, because I think he ended up marrying Marilyn.
Yeah. I kind of forgot the names, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he ended up so she ended up saying like, oh, like he's not a good man, he's a bad person, or whatever the case is. And like I just was like really, really taken aback by that, because I was just like, all right, she shot her shot. He said that she's not, he's not feeling her. And
Yeah.
like, and but the thing about it is she kept talking about money, and it seemed like the only guy who would have been in that position to be of the caliber man she wanted was the man that she came with.
Hmm. Definitely. I mean, the man that she came with was perfectly a beta for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Not just a beta,
absolutely.
but he did seem like he fit more of the white collar for sure. So
Hmm.
I feel like so she wasn't even mindful of knowing what she was around. Because if you know what you're around, you're not gonna come off that way. You're gonna adjust to what you're around. So that's like me going into a area where people may not have that high stature of their career or whatever. I'm not gonna come off like, oh, I have to have this and this and this, because
Hmm.
not only is that insensitive, but that's kind of ignorant, because you already know what you're probably gonna get from these type of people. Not saying they're low or whatever, but it's saying that you can't expect something for someone where you already know they probably can't give you that. So
Right.
you're probably being blindsided or not even trying to understand. And that's, to be honest, I think she came out very narcissistic. I don't really like people like that. I feel like, you still have to you have to have humility in your search. And I say to
Yeah.
say that just because I can, work hard does not mean how I work, someone has to do the same thing too. Because sometimes a person's fulfillment can be, just having a nice apartment and, traveling and living the world and not having no children, whatever. So whatever their own prerogative is their own prerogative, but
Hmm.
you have to put yourself in what you want. You can't just say you have to have that. And I think she kind of came off like that. It made her definitely very undesirable for sure.
Well, yeah, and absolutely, and
Mhm.
I didn't like the fact that like she was talking about the money, and just to be transparent here, for she was like she wasn't ugly, but she was the least attractive out of all the
She
ladies.
was, yeah, she
Yeah,
wasn't the most attractive,
yeah,
not at all.
Shanice though. Whew. But anyway,
Depends on Shanice.
uh,
I forgot.
she was the one that like she kind of reminded me of you, like like
She like the light skinned kind of caramel kind of like tone or
No, she was no. Well, no, not you. Like in looks, like in personality. She was
I'm
the
trying
one.
to see.
She was the one that she was the one that she was talking about. Like she's like kind of like a Michelle Obama ish, if you
Oh
will.
yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of like chocolate complexion. She
Yeah.
a little chocolate. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
She was fine.
She was. She definitely was. I
Yeah,
love her confidence too.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay. L.A. vibes. So he said you give off L.A. vibes.
I definitely am a city girl.
Yeah.
I said, Janice, I'm a city girl. Okay.
So is that like a bad thing, or that just means like like you're from LA or something like that?
Actually, I mean, I think it could go either way. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm from LA, and I definitely,
Okay.
I feel like we
All
have a
right.
good vibe from us. I don't know.
Okay. So if you can't stay on point because of a missing comma, there's something wrong with you. Okay, this is YouTube. All right. All good. All good. Let's see. Greetings to the panel and shout out to the chat. Kings and Dreams, you have a mighty lovely guest. Wish I was here from the beginning. Peace. Yeah,
Yes.
man. Shout out to you, Drees TV, Jedi Drees. Jedi Drees is also another content creator as well. Talks about world travel. So salute to my brother Drees,
Yeah,
man.
much
Yeah, and
appreciated.
shout out to New Orleans. He's from New Orleans.
Oh, that's dope. I haven't been to NOLA, but I would love to go. I mean, I'm a foodie, so I have to make
Yeah.
it out there for
You
sure.
know what's interesting? You know what's interesting? I've been all around New Orleans, but
Yeah,
never been to New Orleans.
man, I have to go. But like, I want to go. I want to just explore. Like, I don't know. I like the culture out there. I feel like,
Yep.
just like Southern culture. I want to experience it. Honestly, I haven't got to experience it, so I would love to go.
Absolutely, man. Jedi, man. I gotta come out there. I gotta come out there to New Orleans, man. You know, let me know when I can come out there, bro. Let's see. Let's just say they have a loving relationship. Uh, I'm not sure what he's talking about. I think he might have been talking about L.A. I'm not sure, but
Oh, probably so.
that's my bad. Okay. Um. Sorry, so we've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes, and um so I'll guess I'll kind of close it up. So what are your final thoughts about this about this topic, and what do you think which would be beneficial for men and women, and then also where people can find you.
Okay, I'll answer the first thing first. I like to actually be more hidden
Right,
outside
right, right.
outside of my Instagram. Um, but you know what I would say? I think in dating in general, don't be afraid of rejection, because kind of like I was saying, it's kind of like a job. You need to put yourself out there to know if it's a yes or no. And I think that's kind of what dating, even getting to know someone. I think I would tell anyone, living your truth. When you're being truthfully who you are, if a person does not accept you, that person is just not for you, simply. And I think that comes in just having a sense of self love, like loving yourself, knowing that if this doesn't work out, it's okay. You know, whether you have a higher power, whatever. For me, I'm spiritual, so I always say God has something better for me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very optimistic. But I think it's just, staying true to yourself. When you're staying true to yourself, all good will always come. I feel like when you try to change who you are to fit something, you're gonna always fall short, and you're gonna also end up probably bitter or and just unhappy. So, and then put yourself out there. I think sometimes we stay too consistent and routine. Like, if you're always coming home and playing the video game or socializing on the phone or whatever, and not different, you gotta put yourself out there to to attract certain people, and not just that, but should look good. Like, I mean, you cannot get a girl like me or just even a attractive guy of that sort. I'm sure James, you feel the same way. Like, if you have a person who's not willing to go to the gym or work out and just be healthy and like get their nails done, like there's certain things that I do for myself that I love doing. I really look forward to. I love self care. I love working. I love looking good. And that's just how I am. I feel like because of how I take pride in myself, I take pride in how I come across and how I look. I naturally attract the same kind of energy for the most part. Not all the time, but like I will let a person know this is not it. And I don't want that. So just stay true to yourself. Be active. Don't settle, and and don't be lazy. Like get your ass up if you want to attract something different. Get your ass up and go. Basically, in a sense of like whatever you want to attract. If you want to attract a skinny model, you might need to hit the gym a little bit. You might need to get some abs in there because if you can't lift me, it's not happening. So like what I'm saying, just know what you want to attract and be mindful because there is levels to it. You can't just be like I want this, and this, but you're right here. It doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. So that's what I would say to anybody, honestly, on both sides.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely, definitely. It was definitely great having you, and we,
Most definitely.
yeah, we got to do this again. We got to do this again soon.
Yeah, but you guys
Uh,
should follow my Instagram. It's breezy underscore whatever the what rest of it was. I kind of forget to be honest.
hold
Definitely
on
follow.
1 minute. Let me just pull it up. I know Felicia dropped it a couple of times.
Yeah, this is my second Instagram account, so I kind of forget the full name, but I get
Oh, you
hacked.
have two.
No, I got hacked. I got hacked a year ago. So
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
actually kind
I was gonna say you got two Instagrams, unless you like a content creator. I was gonna say you might want to take one of them down.
of no, I
All
just
right.
got one. I was recently hacked, so I had to nick and
Ah,
clean.
got you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that happens a lot, unfortunately.
It does. It does.
Oh, it
Yeah.
yeah, breezy
Like.
underscore 902 follow me.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. Let's see. Essence Fest starts at the end of the month, player. Get your tickets. All right, yeah. Drees, hit me on WhatsApp and let me know like the exact days, and I'll do that. Bree, if you want to come out to New Orleans, man, we gonna check it out. Yeah,
Hey,
man.
if James, if you're sending a ticket, you're mailing it to my address. Hey, we can talk about it.
I thought you was independent though.
I am.
Hey.
In your role though.
No. It's all good. It's all good. I got you though. It's the norm. I'm from Compton, but I've been living in Rancho Palos
Oh
Verdes,
yeah, I know.
and
I know. Paul's very
she's
good.
Southern LA. Not a bad thing. It's just the norm where the beauties are highly confident. Okay.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that's I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've yeah, I've dealt with some LA ladies, and I will say that y'all confident, but the thing is, like they were bad, like they knew they were bad. I was like, well, goddamn, yeah, great show, man. Salute to you, Vinny Hustle, man. Salute to you,
Appreciate
man.
it. Good vibes.
Yeah, peace to Kings and Bree, peace to the chat.
Appreciate it.
All right. Absolutely. Let's see. No hard feelings, but just joking. But stop watching Oprah and Jada. Oh, definitely don't be watching
I
Jada
don't like
Pickett.
Jada Pinkett. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, 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 Jada Pickett,
No, she's
please.
canceled. She's definitely canceled. So I'm with you with that one. I don't like Jada Pinkett. So no.
Absolutely, 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 man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but definitely good vibes. I don't take anything personal. Just good
Yeah.
vibes.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, so my final thoughts on this. My final thoughts on this is that ladies, if you like, you know, you have to go after what you want, especially in this now setting where, like, sometimes, like men don't want to come up to women because there's a possibility of, like the modern day feminists kind of like we just don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but you guys know what I'm saying. So, like, it's sometimes it is a challenge for men to approach women, and so send us those choosing signals, or again, just start up a conversation, kind of like what I said earlier. Like, you say, hey, I like your shirt, or I like your tie. Where did you get it? Or I like your shoes. Where did you get it from? Open
Yeah,
that door for that conversation, so we know that it's okay, because again, with society, everything is very heightenedly sensitive, right? you
definitely.
know and you want to put yourself and you want to kind of what Bree had mentioned, like, certain areas of LA where, like, people are very affluent, and people have to make a lot of money to live in those certain areas. You want to put yourself in those certain areas, whatever state that you're in, whether you're in New York, whether you're in LA, whether you are in Oakland or San Francisco, wherever it is, New Orleans, but you want to put yourself in that area where you want to find the kind of guy that you want, and then also the locations of where those guys may go. A coffee shop, or maybe a restaurant, a lounge, and go during, like, going during, like, early hours. If you come in there like 10, 11 o'clock at night, like, we know what time it is. You know what I mean? So if you're at the lounge, like around 5 or 6 o'clock, right? And again, sit by yourself. Don't always be looking on the phone. Maybe have a book or something like that, and make yourself look approachable. Make yourself look approachable. And one thing that you mentioned, Bree, like how you had said, take care of yourself, and take care of yourself. Make sure that you are looking presentable.
Yeah,
Ladies, make sure that your nails are done. Make sure that your hair is done. Uh, you know. Wear a nice outfit. You know what I mean. So that definitely look presentable. And men, keep yourself groomed. Like, don't let your beard go all crazy. You know what I mean? Have a shape up. If you bald like me, make sure make sure that shave it, or whatever the case is. Just keep yourself tidy, and
exactly.
and show that you have respect for yourself, because that person is not going to respect you if you are not showing that you have respect for yourself. And then I'll leave it there. And again, shout out to Bree. Thank you for coming on. Highly appreciate you
Having
bringing
me,
it,
it was fun.
bringing the LA vibes. So we love it. But yeah, definitely gonna be bringing Bree back soon. But I appreciate all of you guys, and thank you all for tuning in, and stay purposeful all. And I am out. Appreciate you guys.